welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Smoke Break Sports. I am your host, Kev, up here in the tiny screen. And in front of your very eyes is the much loved and long missed but not forgotten, the one and only Nate Dogg. Hello, sir. How are you?
A-okay. Not sponsored by Microphone Brewing, but this is tasty as fuck.
Attaboy. I like it. Work on that sponsorship for us, though, while you're over there. So today we're here to talk some college football rumors, but first I've got a much more important question for you, Nate. And we talked about this right before we started, but you already know. But for any of those out there that may not, the Cleveland Baseball Club has a new name. And unfortunately for many of us, they will not be going as the Cleveland Spiders in next year's season. But they will be the Cleveland Guardians. Nate, you were at one point in time this program's baseball expert. I am dying to know your opinion on the new Indians name. The Guardians name.
Absolutely fucking stupid. The logos are fucking terrible. I saw some fan-created logo that made it look better, but like Guardians, to me, that's like they went into any sports video game and decided, oh, this create a team nickname probably is suitable. We'll go with that one, and just decided to pick the most generic name, logo, just decision making there.
It feels very much reminds me of something at NCAA football back in the days, like the Tiburon Sharks or something. The Guardians. It was almost, looking at the logo, it was almost as if they tried to do like from the Major League movie. That's kind of what it reminded me of, looking at that with the way the G's are little wings on the baseball. I don't know. I guess they have the Ian's part. I don't love it. I really don't. But at the same time, people who are complaining about this, you have a team in your city called the Browns. And so why is it all of a sudden that the Guardians is a big deal?
I mean, just, and I'm going to share this here real quick. Just fucking looking at this here. I mean, well, just like you can't like pick. Like, this is a cool-ass logo. I mean, this is a throwback, but this is a cool-ass logo. And you go to this, if I can spell, you go to something like just the stuff that's...
There she is. There's the flying G.
Oh, come on.
Just beautiful. I love it. Now, you got so many tabs open. Yeah, that's why you're the expert. There's the flying G. The Guardians, it's like they kept the same font, but it really doesn't sit well. It is not appealing to the eye whatsoever. But there's good news. I mean, there's hope here. A lot of hockey fans might remember what the Columbus Blue Jackets original units looked like. They had some bright yellow incorporated. They were these horrible, ugly bastards. They were like white with an actual B on them, and they just looked like the softest team of all time, and then played like it for 10 years. But it's okay. They're better now.
Yeah,
this
thing. This thing right here.
Oh, did you find it? Look at this. You're much quicker. This is the deal. You rock the internet. I'll man the editing. So.
Like this logo.
That is fantastic. Look at all these. I'm going to stick us here in the middle. Look at the bug-eyed Blue Jacket. That guy's pretty good. But look at the old school with the streamer holding a hockey stick with the I don't know, man. Those things were hideous. So there's hope, This is nothing new in Ohio. There's also hope I don't know if you knew this, Nathan, but the Crew recently went under a logo change, and then the fans revolted, and they within a week they were off the new logo. I mean, I think it's still got its uses, but there, I mean, it was this
Like they,
wonky little C guy here, yeah. But they much prefer the 96 with the circle. And they were also, it was going to be Columbus SC. They were no longer going to be the Columbus Crew SC. And people threw a shit fit on Twitter. And power to the people in this instance. All is well for the Crew faithful. But yeah, Guardians, I feel bad. I feel bad for the people that hate this. Is it better or worse, Nate, than the Cleveland baseball team or the Washington football team? What would you rather be, the Guardians or just the baseball team?
so my thing is, the Guardians is better than the baseball team. I honestly, it would, to me, it would be fucking hilarious if Washington just stayed the Washington football team. Just because, uh, like, it's so stupid. It's so funny. But I think once you do it more than once, like it's a sad joke personally. So if Washington stayed the Washington football team for the rest of the time, I'd fucking love it. They're better off doing Guardians, but not by much.
Yeah, I really think they missed an opportunity with the Spiders there. I've heard people say, oh, well, they kept the last half of the name, so that counts for something, and they kept the font. And I honestly think that's where they went wrong. They should have, if you're going to have to change the name, I get where they were coming from. Like, let's try to honor this in some way. Let's not let people forget what the team was for 106 years. But maybe just could have done some throwback, with the Cleveland and the Block C a few years down the road, bring that back for nostalgia. And then instead of trying to look like your old self, maybe just embrace the opportunity for a new identity, switch up your colors a little bit. I mean, obviously, a lot of human beings don't like change. It's kind of a natural thing for all of us. So, I mean, if they change the name of the Bears, how mad would you be? I have seen people on Twitter today that say, hell nah, I'm always going to call them the Tribe. I'm always going to call them the Indians. But I've seen people say, fuck them, I'm not watching them anymore because they changed the name. What would you do if the Bears were no longer the Bears?
I mean, I'd be pissed in the sense it's just like, why are you doing something that doesn't need to be fixed? I mean, like,
okay, so I guess it's bad. What if, I mean, Bears isn't a bad word,
but
I guess. It's not things that people are offended by. So I guess there's that part, I guess. Like, but I mean, just if for whatever, because to me, I was talking about this with someone today, and we agreed that I would be more hurt if my team moves, if the Colts move away from Indianapolis, which they'll never do because that's never happened in their history. They would never leave town in the middle of the night to go somewhere else. So we have nothing to worry about there. The USAs are stand-up guys. But if it were to happen, I think that would hurt me more than for them to be named, I don't know, the Indy Dirt Tracks tomorrow. Like, I wouldn't be super upset. Again, I don't know, the name doesn't mean as much to me as I would love to see the Colts rebrand. They've worn the same jerseys for 60 years. But anyway, if, like, you're not going to stop watching the Bears is what I'm getting at. If they're no longer the Bears, if all of a sudden it's like, hey, that's a reference to something and you're not allowed to say it anymore, what's your next move? You burning all your Justin Fields jerseys? I know you're hiding back there.
I mean, not to like go on a political tangent here, but like,
I feel free.
What? I mean, are you that personally? So I'll use the Redskins and the Indians as an example. Are you that personally hurt and that upset that a minority in this country, unfortunately, but voices an opinion that the name and in the Indians' case, the caricature, Chief Wahoo, is that offensive? You're going to be so pissed about that. I mean, are you more connected to the team, are you more connected to being a racist piece of shit?
Oh, I was wondering if you were gonna
Like,
swing that deep on him. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I knew that's what you were gonna say, so I'm glad that you said it. Um, I can understand being a little frustrated that you're losing your nostalgia or whatever, that you don't, and uh, I kind of agree with you that people have gotten swept up. It's very easy to get like, I don't know, the anti PC. It's just sort of my opinion when it comes to things like these. If enough people have agreed that it offends them and it is offensive, and like you said, it's racist, how, to put it, I guess, in a gentler way to exactly what you just said, like how important is it? Is it really that important? Like what your favorite sports team is called? Is it really, is that's the hill you want to die on? Like, oh my God. Everybody's not out here getting canceled. Sometimes just something's done for the better of the group. And now, you got a shitty name, but now there's the opportunity, Cleveland, to have a raccoon mascot.
you know what though? Like, if we take spiders out of the picture, they could have been called the Cleveland Rockers. I mean,
Or the Steamers. Rockers is actually a good one, but so is mine.
Your logo could be like, some guitar or like if you wanted to really go in depth, like hit up Elvis's estate and see if you could like license him like doing his moves on a guitar or something, or some or like some blues person or something.
I now am yearning. Nashville Sounds, get at this, man. Come on, I want an Elvis silhouette as a logo on a baseball jersey. That's something I won't order off Alibaba. I'll pay full price for that. I mean, I don't endorse those kind of websites.
I think their scoreboard is in the shape of a guitar, if I remember correctly.
Well, God damn, it better be. So, Guardians, sorry about your luck. I don't think very many people are actually going to boycott this. Probably about as many people who boycotted the NFL. The NFL is so hurt by all the missed viewership. It's terrible.
Yeah, and the last thing here before we move on, I'm just going to share
it. You read my mind. I knew you were. I could hear and see you clicking for it. That's why. We're a pro at this point, baby. We know what we're doing. Let me see this. Scoreboard. Tyler Leidendorf.
I don't know who that is. This is fantastic.
I pictured it looking a lot newer. I'm looking over here, like your cursor's on the. I'm looking at this guy right here, and I'm like, man, that bad boy's been around for a minute, huh? Like that looks like a photo. That looks like something out of the '90s. It ain't bad, I'd like to see somebody hit a dinger off that bad boy, but there you go. So now what Cleveland can do is go put, Star-Lord or whatever, they can put the Guardians of the Galaxy spaceship up there on the scoreboard. And come on, Disney's coming. Cleveland. Going to soon own the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Indians. The Guardians. That's going to take a while. I still accidentally call Washington the Redskins, and likely will make that slip up every once in a while for the rest of my life. It's kind of hard. You call something for 28, 30 years. You're going to call it that every once in a while. So, moving on to the reason you are here. Is our friend Nate heard a little rumor? I'm sure maybe a few other people. There's like a handful of other people on the internet who maybe have heard this rumor. But we've got the man himself with all the research. You've already seen the 38 tabs he has open. And if you haven't seen it because you're listening on the podcast, then go find it on YouTube at Smoke Break Sports. Forgive my plug. Nate, tell him what you found. Like and subscribe.